We're at the Grub Factory, here to discuss what happened to real hip hop. This is Pebbles Live, as everyone knows. This is Professor Griff. And
I'm sure they didn't think you were.
No, they didn't. They wouldn't have never thought I was you. But basically, I wanted to know, as far as like, if you would like me to start with your books, what do you think happened with what happened to real hip hop in your opinion?
Well, it depends on how people define hip hop.
Exactly.
Minister Server, who was the KRS-One's typical of hip hop, he said hip hop is the acronym of high infinite power healing our people. It depends on how people interact with it. It depends on whether or not they adhere to the 5 elements of hip hop. 4 elements being the base, 5th element being knowledge itself, which synthesizes the 4 elements. So it depends on their definition. Some people came in at a time where they never really experienced real hip hop, so you can't expect too much from them.
Right, because that brings me to the next question. If you were to define rap from hip hop, for those that feel like it's the same, how would you define it? Like with rap to hip hop.
I don't know who's still walking around thinking it's the same. In that case, they probably need something deeper than this interview.
Yes, they do.
Hip hop is the umbrella. Up under the umbrella, you have 4 elements. Rap wasn't even one of them. Somebody else called it.
Somebody called it rap. Right.
MC, the griot.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you're talking rap, that's something somebody else came up with to package it, put a label on it, put it in the store, sell it to its highest bidder. So that wasn't even, I guess, what they tried to understand. And you know, your friendly neighborhood white folks, they do this all the time. There's nothing new. They come in among our people and try to understand it because they have a childish, limited way of understanding our culture. They attach certain terms to it that just are not applicable.
Right.
It's not applicable.
Right.
Rap is not applicable.
That's just something packaged. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you talk about the MC, you talk about the microphone.
That's what I was going to say.
You're talking about the master of sound. Yeah.
If you were to listen to the music of today, such as rap music, who would you listen to?
If I was.
If you were to, yeah.
Of course, I don't have to listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a given. His sister, man. What is her name? Adam Wong. 3D. I think she calls herself. I heard her the other day. And yeah. But I'm talking about the new artist.
The new artist, right.
Yeah. Sister Adam Wong is ridiculous. I mean, she's on Richter scale for real, man. But today, there's nothing pulling me and drawing me to the artist today. Although a lot of them are talented, we don't take that from them.
Right.
No substance here.
Right.
I think it's a foreign control symbolism without substance.
Right. And that's what I was wondering, because a person that I really, really admire, I should say, is Kendrick Lamar. And it's because when he first came out, he was just a lyricist. He knew what he wanted to say. And everybody else just, he didn't have to push you out to get his point across. So that was like my biggest thing.
I quite agree with that, okay?
I'm just saying, in other words, his music have a message. It's not just like, but like his music.
I'm not watching that pussy.
Right. See, that's not what we're, right.
No.
But like his, as far as like, with artists today, if you had to work with someone because you saw their potential, I'm saying outside of Kendrick Lamar, would it be anybody else that you would choose that you could work with?
Today?
Is it today?
Yeah, I help them get a job somewhere.
Right.
Work with them on that.
Right. And music-wise, no?
These artists today, rappers,
They don't want to. He said, hell no. Okay.
You have to have character.
Right.
You have to have basic skills,
Yeah.
knowledge about the music industry, knowledge about the entertainment industry. You have to have something other than the fact that you know how to rap. You know how many rappers there are?
I know.
So no, it's a lot more to it than just you know. I mean, there's 3 cats on the block where I live and I spit.
It's not as good. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about longevity? What can you tell someone as far as longevity in the business?
Be true to who you are in your art form. That's what's going to get you longevity. If you look at some of the artists that's been doing this for a while, I would suggest those artists today study them.
Right.
For example, Dougie Fresh,
Yes.
Frankie Beverly Hernandez, all these cats are still touring, still on the scene,
Right.
could function. You understand what I'm saying? The time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Even artists that even came after them, Joe, and some. What keeps these artists around and working? You understand what I'm saying? The ability to know and understand the music industry.
Right.
The ability to, when I say know it, I'm talking about the full gamut of licensing, publishing, touring, merchandise. The whole idea of what a manager's supposed to do. Why you need attorneys and lawyers and accountants and this kind of thing.
Right.
Knowing the music industry. That's going to keep you around. Not being pegged and pigeonholed into the fad of what's going on.
Of what's popular right now.
Exactly.
Right.
I was watching a story of what is her name? Miss Fiona, who sang the song with CeeLo. Melanie Fiona. And she says, no, I'm a mom now.
That's right.
I'm not going to have anybody pigeonhole me and put me in a situation where I got to slim down, my body got to bounce back.
Right.
I got to look like a fashion model.
That's right.
No, I'm going to make my music and I'm being a mom that I am. And I love her for it.
Right,
because she's inspiring those younger women that are coming up that are already moms.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So, as far as like the art of war, where did that originate from?
The concept of it, and
Yes, the
doing a
concept.
lecture
Yes.
entitled The Art of War.
Yes.
Oh, of course, it came from Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War.
The art of war, right.
And studying books like The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene and The 12 Universal Laws of Success and these kind of books. See, these are books, and this is the conversation that you have with me because maybe you know that these young artists,
they don't know.
They're
not. And in my opinion, I feel like a lot of the artists today are still asleep. And I say that because they don't know about longevity. They're worried about what's popular, what's popping now. And then, after that, it's like, okay, we have a very popular artist that's here in Baltimore. I really don't want to mention his name, but it's just basically, he's what's popular right now. He's not what is going to be popular in my eyes within the next few years.
When you say popular, give me
popular among his peers, popular among children, because he's not popular with me.
It is a prostitute on the road. She's popular among
among her peers. That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't hold weight with me. And so when people say, well, why don't you listen to certain music, it's because I didn't grow up in that era. I was born in the 70s, so I listened to Public Enemy. I listened to Ray Man and Method Man. I listened to, all of these other artists that, has been out there for a long, long time. And that's what I'm trying to explain, as far as my nephew. He likes that rap music, but he has to grow into, when I asked him, I said, have you ever heard of Public Enemy? He was like, yes. I said, okay, well, we're going to meet Professor Griff. Get ready because you're going with me. You're the type of person that I want him to see that is not walking around with a pants bag and you have bigger things that you have done. Just like Kid Capri. He's a person that I've met. I've been in his home and everything. And he's a very, very cordial person. He's knowledgeable about his craft. And they're the type of people that I feel like I'm going to always reach out to because I grew up on that. I grew up with, the real DJs playing music, and things of that nature, instead of somebody put a CD on a thing and keep it moving. So, how do you feel about, the way it's changed, the culture has changed?
Well, the culture hasn't changed.
I'm saying,
the culture it devolves and it evolves and it revolves. And just to not necessarily correct you about something, let's just put things in its proper perspective. When you're talking to a 13, 14-year-old, 7th, 8th grader about their music, we have to be very careful because they can pick up a book like The Sex Imperative by Wally and go in it. In it, it talks about the whole idea of how when George Clinton went from Sharp, Delegate, Spencer, Sousa, and Duhart, he went to start doing funk.
Yeah.
Them dudes were fucking diapers on stage.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So when you talk to a 12-year-old, they bring that up and what you have to say.
Right, because it's like
you talk about the past,
right.
Let's do that.
Right.
So we have to be able to talk to them in a way that encompasses everything that the culture may produce.
Right. That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, older people born in the 60s and 70s, tend to come down on them, and it's like, it's not fair culturally.
Right. Right.
I could pick out some things that went down with some of these groups. You'd be like, he said what?
Right.
We could look at Grace Jones or some other people. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. So yeah, we have to be very careful that even at the time of some of these artists that are coming out today, I don't know much name, there's always been a delicate balance.
Right.
When we had something as crazy as Too Live Crew, there was always a balance. When we had people telling jokes on stage and performing and Jazz and Jeff and the Fresh Prince doing the crazy stuff they were doing on stage, there was always a balance. There was always an LL or Houdini.
Right. To balance it out. Right.
When we had white artists come up in our culture, and there's always been white artists in the culture, we always had a balance. We always had a Public Enemy or a Run DMC.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We always had a Cool Modi. We always had a Digital Underground. We always had NWA.
Right.
And this is real, so we have to be careful when we have that conversation with young people. And we're not going to get them to understand the totality of the culture and what it produces. Now we have checks and balances. Then I don't want to sit across from anybody interviewing me talking about the negative stuff that's in hip hop and rap today with young people, because I have children.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They do some crazy stuff today in music. We did some crazy stuff yesterday.
Right.
That's
right. It's just a repeat, sort of. Okay, so I'm sitting in front of one of your books, Symbology. Would you like to kind of elaborate on this book or your first book?
Same thing. Depends on which one you want to dive into.
You choose. It doesn't matter.
No, if I choose, we'd be here all day.
Oh my God. Okay, well, what about the one in front of you? What about the one in front of you?
Well, the psychological covert war on hip-hop was an idea because I saw the war being waged against the souls of black folks inside of this art form called hip-hop. And I wasn't the only one that saw the war. There was people that was hitting me with some things. So I kept this information, this body of work to myself. Until I got called to New York by Simon.
Wow.
And I got called to do a blog talk show by Curtis Davis.
Right.
And the information, the cat was out of the bag, and I had to explain what the Illuminati's takeover of hip-hop was. And that presented a problem.
Yeah.
Then I had to go back into Steve Copeland's work in Naming Names. And I had to go into what the actual psychological covert war on hip-hop was. That after being shot at, house burned down, all that kind of stuff, that produced this book.
Okay. Because I was going to ask you, do you feel like you've gotten like a lot of flack from it, as far as, you know, some people can't stand the truth. They don't like certain things is too much for people today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can speak the truth all day long. It just depends on who's going to listen and who's going to take heed to what you're saying. But when it's in black and white, they're like, oh, you know, it's a problem. Because I've watched, you know, some of your lectures, and I feel like you're more like me. I'm a risk taker, but I'm going to do it with my research behind me. And you don't mind speaking your piece. So how do people feel You know, I'm saying as far as like the people that you mentioned, like he said, I know. Yeah.
Don't ask me no question about how I feel.
I mean, you know, like the people that you had, you know, you just don't care. Like it's out there now, basically.
Listen, the truth don't care how you feel.
That's true.
Ask me if the rain care about how you feel.
Exactly. Right.
When it rains, it rains.
Yeah.
The truth don't care how anybody feels. It is what it is. This is not something I put together and then turn around and don't care about how somebody feels about it.
Right. I mean, that's true. That's true.
It doesn't work. When you're talking about the covenants, when you talk about the 21, when you talk about the 21 principles as far as the human body is concerned, when you talk about the secret covenant, these people don't care about how anybody feels. They're planning to bring about a one-world government, a one-world religion, a one-world economic system. They don't care nothing about how somebody feels.
Right.
It's their hidden agenda. But now that their hidden agenda has been brought out into the light,
right.
Now it's a problem.
Yeah,
now either we got to neutralize the Professor Griffs of the world, we got to slow them down, we got to stop this information from getting out.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I put a rule in place. I don't let anybody interview me without buying my book.
Right.
Simply because people will sit across the table from me and they'll want to go back to 1989. I'm like, nah, I'm 29 years old and I'm 56 years old now.
Right.
You understand what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, because you know, just like with you, I was telling my nephew again, when you see Professor Griff, he's not old.
Right.
You would never think that he's his age, because there's a lot of people that, again, young people that don't know, you know, who you are personally because of their age, or you know, it's just not, they weren't born in our time, and then when they see you, they're like, you know, you look like you could be somebody's uncle, but not someone's grandfather, you know, or anything like that, you know.
We're at the growth factory, man. I'm putting living food in a living body.
Right.
We can keep putting dead things in, well, that's what you're going to produce.
Right.
Low vibration.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something basic. You asked me about what artists will I work with. It's like, how about sitting down and talking to educating the artists about putting water
The right things in their body.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can stimulate the higher energy centers, man. You nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because I've noticed there's a lot of you know, drug use, and like with the Republicans, the Run DMCs, the LLs, everybody. Sometimes, like, someone asks me, well, I wonder how did they stay away from that, or how, I say, who can say they stayed away from it? It's just that they were smart. It's not like, to me, it's not a way of life like it is now. It's too comfortable, you know, among the new artists.
I'm not gonna stay away from that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to stay away from that. Yeah, but
they weren't smart.
Yeah.
I was there on the inside.
Right.
They weren't smart.
Right.
You don't stay at home because you want to hit the pipe.
Right.
People
Yeah.
in the arena waiting
Exactly.
on you.
That's true. Yeah.
We did a song called Night Living in Basement.
Mm-hmm.
But because we understood what was going on, we spoke to it. These cats speak about it because they're glorifying it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
the
They're glorifying it.
difference.
That is the difference. Okay, well, we're going to take a break for a second, and we'll be back.